Welcome back. Charles and I have been living in our RV full-time for several weeks now, and we are happy to share the slow but steady progress on our larger projects, along with some of the important things we have learned about what it's like to live off the grid in a 25-foot Bigfoot fiberglass RV. Currently, our power comes from the 900-watt solar array laid out next to the camper where we are boondocking on our 30 acres in Vermont. This provides plenty of power for our springtime needs, as long as we don't experience several cloudy days in a row. But you may recall that in a previous episode, Charles made 8 holes in the ground to prepare for the 6-kilowatt solar array that will power our entire homestead. And because the slope here is made of bedrock, some of those holes were not very deep. We are fortunate to have already made a few friends in the area, and one of them lent us a flatbed trailer, a cement mixer, and a very large hammer drill. In the shallow holes, Charles installed rebar to help secure the concrete footings. If you're curious about cooking in this camper, I'm afraid we haven't been very patient with the propane stove, since we try very hard to conserve propane and utilize the energy produced by our solar panels. Charles did try the stove before I arrived, and he was disappointed that there was not much difference between the low and high settings on the burners. After conducting some morning experiments in coffee making, we discovered that the microwave used about 4% of our battery power to boil 2 cups of water. The induction cooktop used slightly less than that, and the electric kettle was the most efficient at 2%. This is kind of a shame, since the kettle takes up quite a bit of space in a tiny kitchen. Normally I would not show the dirty dishes, but we've had questions about the functionality of the 13-inch round sink. That is a 5-quart saucepan in the 13-inch sink, so it's bigger than it looks.
I am installing a gutter molding above all the windows to help keep I don't know if you can see it here, but the streaking that happens on these windows when the water runs down them. This guttering will make all the water go to the sides and not down the windows.
I think we also had a problem with rain coming in through the open windows.
On the window over there, the way it opens, the canopy rail comes across and drops it right there at the window opening. And this will route all that water out of there so we can have the window open when it's raining.
Our blackwater tank on the Bigfoot RV is 45 gallons, which could last 2 people about 6 weeks. But we didn't want to let it fill up completely before testing out our pump-out plan, so we emptied it for the first time today. If you saw our previous episode in which Charles added an access port to the septic tank, you may remember that it was quite far away from the location of the travel trailer. So we used 300 feet of garden hose to bridge that distance and a macerator pump to make the hose suitable for this dirty job. After pumping out the black water, we flushed it with the contents of the gray water tank. And if you're curious about the other tanks, the gray water and freshwater tanks also hold 45 gallons each. In our experience, if you take short showers every few days, a full freshwater tank is emptied in about 5 days, and an empty gray water tank fills up in about 2 weeks.
So today the excavator came and we made a lot of headway. We started out making our pad down here for the water tanks. This will be where our cisterns go in. We'll set them down here and we'll have to bring in fill to cover them over, insulate them and cover them over. And then our water lines, both drain and supply lines, will come from the tanks kind of through the ditch behind me here, come around, and then up into the yurt. So this white line here is the main drain line. This will come up into the yurt. The white line then goes down through this Y and down to the septic tank. From the Y down here, turning the green pipe, going back down around the knob here, this will be our, starting out will be our RV dump station. And from down below, this green pipe comes up here, and this is our RV dump station. This will be cut off at ground level when we get this all smoothed back out, and we'll have a cap on it, and people can back their RV right here and dump into here.